Welcome to this BVTV People and Teams podcast coming to you from the UK studios of BizVision. I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. This is episode 2 in a duology with author of Anxiety Warrior, Elke Scholz. Hello again, Elke.
Hi, Malcolm. So happy to be back.
Yes, it's lovely talking to you, and the sun's shining in Canada, the sun's shining here in the northeast of England. So let's get on with putting some sunshine into people and reducing their anxiety. In episode 1, we talked about why business leaders need to ensure they are more understanding, caring, and compassionate with employees as regards anxiety. Now, I suspect we've only seen a small percentage of the anxiety-related problems that will emerge. My layman's question is, do we have to accept it as inevitable, or are there steps people can take to make that anxiety back off? And if there is, can you give us some guidance?
Great question, Malcolm. Super question. Absolutely. And being an anxiety warrior myself, yes, we can definitely lower our anxiety. So one of the things that I talk about is a scale 0 to 10. So 0 is no disturbance, calm. Usually that's, perhaps on vacation, laying on a lovely beach or being present somewhere. 10 is not being able to think, function, you're short-circuiting, perhaps not being able to concentrate. So yes, we can definitely lower anxiety. Absolutely.
Brilliant. Yeah. And so where does, say, me having dinner with my wife on that scale? Is it down at 1 or 2, or what do you think?
Well, what? Everybody's different. And that's, again, your numbers are yours. So what's important, and right now I'm not a 0 because I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. I'm on. So I'm a 1 or 2. Absolutely. So though that doesn't mean it's a negative thing. And the idea is to think about a scale that for yourself, where does it feel uncomfortable? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 6 or 7? I knew somebody that was an 8 and felt motivated by it. Now that's not comfortable for me. No. So again, it's listening to your own body, being aware where you're at. And is there a number? The other number to look at is there a number where you quickly can go to 10? So sometimes one aspect may throw you up there, or perhaps it's kind of this gradual buildup. So again, being very aware of where you're at, what triggers you. And in the book, we talk about that. So you can make your own little checklist and go through different things that way.
All right. I love that way that you can personalize something rather than you saying, here it is, this is a definitive. And you're quite right. Everybody's different. For example, you and I are both public speakers. And, I've been public speaking for 50 years. And it's true on big audiences and all over the world there. But even then, I still get anxious before I go on to do a particular show or a presentation. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because that means, in my mind, I'm acknowledging the audience, but my anxiety levels go up there, even with all that experience. But then they drop down as soon as we get started again. Is that the same with you?
A little bit. I think for me, I would have never guessed I would have done public speaking. However, my passion to share ideas and help people lower their anxiety overcomes any anxiousness. And of course, I love having conversations with people like yourself. And yeah, there's so many ways, and being prepared, that really helps.
Yeah. Well, now, before I want to squeeze a little extra question in here before we have to leave Canada. And it's about your book. I want to ask you, what are you proud about, Anxiety Warrior?
I think the biggest thing, Malcolm, is the feedback. When people tell me or write me and say, this has really helped me. So that means everything to me. That's why I did it in the first place. And that is what I'm very proud of. Yeah. So thank you.
Excellent. Well, I think also that the bit that people have to remember to watch episode 1 again, to something you said. You are a very practical person. And I think your approach with Anxiety Warrior is to be practical in your guidance and help for people.
Absolutely. And, you also with the businesses and employers, this doesn't have to be big changes. Sometimes it's a change perhaps in attitude, in understanding, being open, reaching out, connecting, making it okay to have the conversation. That already is huge. It already lowers those levels of understanding is being heard. And so this doesn't have to be earth-shattering or really expensive. It's very practical, approachable. And anyway, so I'm hoping people will utilize that.
Excellent. Now, let me remind our audience of your websites, which are all the W's, elkescholz.com. And you obviously, viewers, you can see the two on the screen behind me. I'll spell them out for listeners in a second. So Elke's main website for herself is elkescholz.com, and the book website is anxietywarrior.ca, anxietywarrior.ca. Let me spell that again out for listeners again. There, Elke Scholz, which is ELKE, Scholz, SCHOLZ, elkescholz.com, and the book website, anxietywarrior.ca. And the book, Anxiety Warrior, is published by The Artist Reply. The conscious business leader will, in my mind, be the one whose business will thrive in the future. A key aspect of being a conscious leader is compassion and acknowledging that anxiety is both real and dangerous. My guest, Elke Scholz, author of Anxiety Warrior, as I trust that you see the way forward. Now, it's up to you to act upon it. And may I suggest the first step is getting a book. Thanks, Elke.
Thank you, Malcolm.